I'm Richard Riddell, this is my wife Rebecca. We live in Olrig Station, which is in a district called Kānuka, which is about 30 kilometres west of Hastings. And it's been run as a sheep and beef property, trading winter lambs and recently growing peas for McCain's.
We want to plant trees here for a couple of factors. We've got erosion issues, and also we're wanting to protect our waterways and also lock down some carbon.
Olrig Station is 850 hectares. There's already 15 hectares of a forestation scheme. We've just planted 55 hectares of pine in areas which are not good for stock and also very difficult for us to get water to the stock. There's quite a large native blocks on the property which probably total up around about 25 hectares, and some waterways which have been planted off, which have been there just to left to go back into bush, and we're looking to introduce a few more native species to help that get underway.
We've got this great stand of native bush, a lovely stand of kahikatea and kowhais which are flowering. There's totara and manuka, and through the middle of it runs this lovely stream that we're locking away, and we're going to restore more natives into this area.
Yeah, no, I think we have to feed the world, and I find that a great challenge, and one that we're always going to have to change and invent. And I think this bit of land, with being part of an ecosystem which is great for the environment, as well as also delivering food, whether that be a vegetable or a meat or a protein of some sort, it's got to be a good thing. The economic benefit of trees to us is that it's going to offset the carbon footprint. So we'll grow trees, they'll absorb the carbon, and we can have a farming environment that's going to have a zero footprint on the world.
There's multiple benefits to restoring forest cover on riparian land. It's about firstly retiring stock out of the area so the stock aren't really getting into the waterways. The vegetation has a filtering effect on runoff, so it tends to cleanse the water that's entering the stream. Having no stock in here is going to help the stream banks be intact. It's going to reduce the amount of nutrients that's getting into the stream, and it's going to benefit not just the stream reach but also stream reaches further down. When Richard brought me down and showed me this area, he knew that he wanted to retire the area, but he wasn't sure how best to establish native forest into the area. So the 1BT funding was really useful for Richard and Rebecca's proposal here. So what we did was we looked at the different options. We looked at the diverse native planting option, the Kānuka planting option and the retirement option. And because of the nature of the environment here, I feel we don't need to plant a great diversity of species, but it's just about planting a canopy, and the Kānuka was a really good option for that.
Adam, with his expertise in the forestry world, has been fantastic in coming and making a recommendation on what we can plant native-wise, which will actually also help other natives come up underneath in the future. We've just planted 350 poplars in some erosion-prone areas in conjunction with the Hawke's Bay Regional Council.
My job is to help farmers really keep the soil where it is supposed to stay. So sometimes that means establishing poplars and willows so that grazing can still occur underneath those areas. Sometimes that means establishing native permanent cover on highly erodible areas. And really the challenge for landowners is to figure out where to find the money that suits their needs and their project. And so that's where councils can really fit in. My role at council is to connect landowners like Richard and Bex with people like Adam, who can help them get the funding and go through the application process.
In 50 to 100 years, I hope grandchildren will be just loving this native bush we've planted, loving this beautiful farmland that grows great animals, and enjoying the same life that we are.